The last 4 years, I've interviewed more than 100 people. I asked them all the same questions. What got you into the trade or industry? What was your first year like? What's your experience thus far? And what's your one piece of advice to help technicians live happier, healthier, more productive lives? I made something a little bit simpler. Here's a summation of 3 of those folks giving that very important piece of advice. What would you say is your piece of advice to help a technician be happier, healthier, more productive tomorrow?
Well, I think we touched on it, and you made it very open that you do it as well, Josh, and I think I did it as well. Go in there and own that stall. Treat it like a franchise. You're working a franchise at that point in time. You bear the name of the business on your uniform, but at the end of the day, you're the owner of that business, and treat it as such. So have a standard for yourself. Enjoy what you do. Want to be there. I know. Again, I said it a little earlier. People can make a lot of the troubling parts of the situation tough if the wrong management's there, the wrong staffing's there, and there's poor stuff in it. But really kind of dive in it and just make it yours. I think is the biggest thing. You can work through everything else. Be open to talk. I think that's huge. I think, you know, you've held plenty of conversations in regards to, technicians and speaking up and having a voice and whatnot. So I think that's huge. Just have a voice. Don't be stagnant in what you're doing. Don't come in and rock the boat to the bad side. Try to change the industry and be better than what we've kind of had handed to us at the end of the day. I don't want to say that in a bad sense, and I don't want to say anybody kind of tainted it or made it awful, but I think we created ourselves some of the stigmas of what the technicians kind of live through in the shop. And I think we can break those barriers and turn them into so much more. And then when you watch the development of the technician, the advisor, the management, the parts department, all kind of start working as one. It's very unique to see in a lot of shops, and then just creates such a great energy inside what's going on, and just makes everybody kind of a little happier. So I think that's the biggest thing. Just own that stall, make it yours. Don't just be there to be there. Make sure you're there as if it's your business every day, and you're trying to just own it the best you can every day. I don't know any other way to say it.
Do you think would be your one piece of advice for technicians out there to be, happy, healthier, more productive tomorrow?
Well, first off, I think my one piece of advice would be to really invest in yourself and your craft. And I'm going to reference something, maybe you could give the exact stats, but you mentioned there's a monumental increase between a level 2 and a level 3, or a level 3 and a level 4 technician. I've within my career fully, I've done all my training. I'm fully completed everything, master technician, whatever it may be, and I don't see the same drive from some of the technicians in the trade where they want training, and some do, but some don't. And I would strongly encourage these, fourth year apprentices, these first, second, third year licensed technicians to hone their craft, like get all in on it. Go to the trainings, go to whatever you need to do. Read the service manual, study, watch, I check bulletins every morning when I was first getting into it. So I knew what was out there, what was coming in, and really investing yourself in your craft, and the money will come, and you can make that 100,000. It's not difficult, but invest in yourself. Don't be complacent. Don't be lazy. Don't be satisfied with mediocre training and mediocre career. The money's there. Go get it, but invest in yourself. It's worth it.
What's your one piece of advice for a technician to be happier, healthier, more productive tomorrow?
So like I mentioned earlier, I've listened to almost every episode you put out. So I've kind of been thinking about this for a while, and every once in a while I'll hear somebody else give that piece of advice, and it's like, I got to come up with a different one. So this one is kind of similar to one we've heard before, but I'm going to kind of grow on it a little bit. And it's something that I kind of learned a few years ago. And learn how to say no to money. Because, work-life balance is huge. I was guilty of not being very good at it. I used to be the guy that would, especially in my apprentice days and early on, I'd be the guy that, during tire season when we were swamped, I'd be going in at 7 a.m. and leaving at 7 p.m. and then leaving there to go work on my buddy's car to help him, put this part on or do an engine swap and that kind of stuff and not get home till, who knows, midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning to be up at 7 again the next day and do it over. Because you need to take care of yourself first before you can take care of other people, whether it be your family at home, the customers, that kind of stuff. I still struggle with it to, take the time to take care of myself first. I've been burned by it a few times, and those are usually the things that kind of like wake you up to be like, okay, like I need to kind of focus on myself a little bit so that way I can be here for, my wife, my kids, my managers, the customers. So yeah, learn how to say no to money. Work-life balance is huge. Just, take care of yourself before you can take care of others.
And remember, as always, negative pushes, positive pulls, and always clean your toys before you put them away.